Chapter 51. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A flash of light passed by. Jiang Chen became the new owner of this dwarf palace. He immediately opened the panel of the dwarf palace. Production, King of the Hill, 1 head/30 days, Storm Guardian, 1 head/3 days, Heavy Goat Rider, 1 head/day, Mountain Guardian, 1 head/day. Dwarf Rifleman, 10 head/day, Inventory, King of the Hill *1, Storm Guardian *2. Dwarf Rifleman *20, Description, this is a dwarf palace produced by the Storm clan. Storm products must be top-notch, it is worthy of being an epic military building. Jiang Chen can call almost all the dwarf military types. Before the occupation, Jiang Chen had some expectations for this dwarf palace, but they were not big, but he never thought there would be a surprise. This dwarf palace can actually mass-produce hill kings. Of course, the hill kings here are just a type of soldier, not a hero. Normally, a dwarf palace can definitely recruit epic soldiers, but legendary soldiers depend on luck, and the output is not low. As long as we accumulate for 10 years, we can have 120 hill kings. 10 years is a bit long for a new lord, but for an old lord who has existed for more than 100 years, it is just the time to participate in a few large-scale battles. If the information of this dwarf palace is exposed, it will definitely cause a bloody storm. After thinking about it, Jiang Chen began to recruit 1 hill king. Recruit successfully, you lose food *5,000, energy *10,000, recruit 2 storm guardians. Recruit successfully, you lose food *3,200, energy *4,000, recruit 20 dwarf musketeers. Recruit successfully, you lose food *4,000, energy *10,000. There is no need to say much about the hill king, the more legendary soldiers the better. As for the epic soldier Storm Guardian, to be honest, Jiang Chen is a little disgusted. The reason is very simple. Although his Tianyin disciples are only excellent soldiers now, as long as they pass the Tianyin Pavilion Trial Tower, they can advance to Tianyin True Transmission, with the A-level skill, Great Xuanyuan Sword style, plus Jiang Chen's enhancement ability. This is no longer a luxury. Under the leadership of the Empress, the combat power of Tianyin True Transmission will far exceed that of Storm Guardian. However, now that we have met them, it is not bad to recruit 2 of them as guards. After all, they are big and suitable for blocking knives. Jiang Chen looked down on the excellent and rare arms and gave up directly. In fact, Jiang Chen originally had only one goal, the dwarf musketeer. Although the quality of the dwarf musketeer is not high, it has the same rare extreme attributes as the goddess warrior, and is recognized as the king of cost performance. Moreover, the advanced arms of the dwarf musketeer are very interesting. Soon, a hill king, 2 storm guardians, and 20 dwarf musketeers appeared in front of Jiang Chen. They knelt on one knee and said, "Greetings, Lord." Jiang Chen nodded. "Get up, no need to perform the ceremony in the future." The King of the Hills comes with its own equipment, and has 3 powerful skills, God's Descent, Storm Hammer, and Thunderbolt. The effect of God's Descent far exceeds the dragon's Violent Heart. Its actual comprehensive combat power is slightly stronger than that of the dragon of the same level, and it is a cost-effective unit. As for the Storm Guardian, in addition to the 2 good skills, Charge Heavy Attack, and Storm Hammer, its attributes are relatively mediocre. At the same level, the Goddess Warrior can at least beat 2 at a time. As for the Dwarf Musketeer, Jiang Chen flipped his hand and took out 2 unit souls. Strengthen. 1 unit was strengthened into a rare unit soul, 1 unit was strengthened into an excellent unit soul. Then a Dwarf Musketeer was upgraded. Tip: your unit, Dwarf Musketeer, uses the rare unit soul to upgrade to the rare unit, Dwarf Sniper. Tip: use the Excellence Arms soul to upgrade your Dwarf Sniper to the Excellence Dwarf Rocketeer. In the Lord Forum, Dwarf Rocketeers are also called Dwarf RPGs. This troop is very interesting. They are not native to the dwarfs, and are not even recognized by the major dwarf clans, because they can only be strengthened by the Arms soul. It is said to be the masterpiece of a good lord thousands of years ago, but the explosion rate of high-quality Arms soul is extremely low, so dwarf rocketeers are very, very rare. Dwarf Rocketeer, race, Dwarf, level, 1. Quality, purple excellence, attributes. Physical 2, spiritual power 10, spiritual soul 7, carrying 2, combat power, 5, skills. Rocket psychic guidance overload, not bad, not bad. Jiang Chen was extremely satisfied with the extreme attributes of the dwarf rocketeers and continued to strengthen the soul of the army. Soon, after consuming 220,000 spirit stones and 40 excellent army souls, all 20 musketeers were finally upgraded to RPG. Jiang Chen thought about it and waved his hand. Upgrade. All upgraded to level 10. Jiang Chen had just obtained 3.6 million energy, and he was rich. All dwarf arms, including the King of the Hill, were upgraded to level 10, consuming a total of 768,000 energy. After thinking about it, Jiang Chen said to the 20 dwarf rocketeers, "Rockets cover the attack, the target is 300 meters in front of the ground." "Yes, Lord." The dwarf rocketeers began to mobilize spiritual power and fill the shells. It took half a minute for the rocket to be completely formed. The rocket was about 1.2 meters long. Although it was completely condensed by spiritual power, it was like a substance, and the exquisite and fine runes were looming. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. 20 rockets dragged long spiritual power tail flames and whistled out. Jiang Chen suddenly shouted, "Change the target is the hill 300 meters to the left." Jiang Chen was testing the flexibility of psychic guidance. The result made him very satisfied. "I saw 20 rockets draw a 90-degree arc in the void, then they accurately sank into the depths of the target mountain. 1 second later, boom boom boom. That a deafening explosion sounded. The gravel and dust soared 100 meters high. When the dust and fog cleared, the hill dozens of meters high had been completely wiped out. Except for Jiang Chen, everyone was stunned, including the angel Yen who had just been born in this world. Long Jiao was so scared that he tried to hide his body behind Jiang Chen. "Lord, you call this an excellent troop? If a few of these hit, Xiao Jiao will be dead." "Empress, this power is probably stronger than the thunder projection of the goddess warrior, right? And the range is hundreds of meters. It can actually take into account both armor penetration and face damage." Angel Yen muttered to herself, and then asked the most critical question, "Lord, how many rockets can they condense like this?" Jiang Chen cast an admiring look at Yen. 2. "If you use overload to condense super rockets, if you say so, there is only one shot. Then use up your spiritual power and let others slaughter you. Sacrifice your physique. Sacrifice your mobility. Even sacrifice your ordinary attack ability. In exchange for 2 attacks far beyond your own level, this is the charm of the extreme army." Angel Yen exclaimed. "This is a killer weapon for defending the city and attacking the stronghold." Jiang Chen smiled faintly. Each army has its own position. The strategic value of the dwarf RPG is huge, but don't count on them for leveling up monsters. The horror of a rocket bomb killing a level 1 goblin emerged in everyone's mind. Night has fallen. After finishing the matter here, Jiang Chen decided to return. "Giselle, you and the goddess warrior take the newly recruited dwarf warriors and return to the territory overnight. The others will return on the dragon." Everyone said in unison, "Yes." Jiang Chen continued. "Empress, Fanqienovel, Zizaishan, Longjiao, you all follow me." "Empress, where are you going?" Jiang Chen thought for a moment and said, "To do a big deal." Chapter 52. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Anchusia looked at the dwarf king Grainy Storm, who was drinking wildly with a barrel of wine, with a depressed face. Using the hero order is an entropy increase process, which is irreversible, so Anchusia can only make the best of it. "Chuxia, according to your description, there is probably a dwarf army building in that mountain range." Anluashi smiled and comforted. "If it is taken, it will complement the dwarf king." "Yeah." Anchusia could only nod. "Sister Ing and I think so too. We have made an appointment to explore the mountains tomorrow." When mentioning Ing Man, Anluashi's expression was slightly solemn. "Xianqiningxia, it seems that he is still a direct descendant. It is unknown whether it is a blessing or a curse for his daughter to have such a friend." "Has Jiang Chen not replied to you yet?" "No." Anchusia said, "He may really be busy." Okay. Although Luoshi wanted to talk to Jiang Chen, he was busy and there was nothing he could do. Suddenly, woo woo woo, a shrill alarm sounded on the sentry tower, and Chuxia stood up. What's going on? A ranger quickly appeared and said in panic, My lord, the sentry tower has observed a giant flying monster, which is approaching the territory quickly. It seems to be, at this point, the ranger swallowed his saliva, and Chuxia said sharply, What is it, tell me. It's a dragon. The ranger's eyes were filled with fear, looking at the size. It's a level 10 dragon. A legendary creature dragon? And Chuxia's voice instantly rose 8 degrees. It was an epic a few days ago, but it turned out to be a legendary this time. I'm so unlucky. The sloppy dwarf king on the side also put down the wine barrel and opened his mouth wide. Is it me who is unlucky? I've only been here for half a day. Having said that, the dwarf king still picked up the war hammer and stood next to Chuxia, and Chuxia shouted, Everyone be on alert. At this time, everyone could see the behemoth with their naked eyes. The dwarf king said, Lord, I don't feel any malice, maybe he is just passing by. That would be the best. And Chuxia said quickly, but we can't take it lightly. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from the sky, Ha ha ha, Chuxia classmate, long time no see, I came to visit. Damn, Jiang Chen. And Chuxia's face was full of shock, and then excitedly said, Dragon Knight. You became a Dragon Knight? Unexpectedly, Jiang Chen was also shocked. Am I seeing right, is the person next to you the city lord? Warning lifted, Long Jiu quickly landed in the center of the territory, and the powerful oppression made all the units in the territory tremble. Jiang Chen jumped off the dragon's back and looked at Luoshi. It's really Lorden. How is this possible? What surprised Jiang Chen was that he could easily see Luoshi's attributes. Luoshi. Level 0, attributes, physical 1, spiritual power 1, soul 1, carrying 1, status, invincible, level 0, invincible, is it GM? What is GM? Although Luoshi didn't understand, she guessed what Jiang Chen meant by looking at his expression. Don't worry, Jiang Chen, this is just one of the city lord's powers. I don't have any ability now, I can only see the scenery and chat. Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief, so that's it. If a heaven-level strongman with 1,000,000 star combat power can enter and exit the new area at will, he doesn't have to play. And Luoshi looked at Longjio, with shock still in her eyes. This is a legendary soldier. She is a powerful warlord who has been fighting for more than 20 years, and she has no more than 100 legendary soldiers under her command. And Luoshi quickly guessed the truth of the matter and sighed. I didn't expect that Jiang Chen had just gained 10,000 reputation points at noon and was famous all over the world, so the Dragon Clan came here to admire him. It seems that Jiang Chen is not only talented, but also very lucky. My trip was not in vain. For in Luoshi's imagination, Jiang Chen admired from the bottom of his heart, Your Excellency the city lord has a keen eye. Perhaps, this is really God's will. Looking at Longjio, and Luoshi finally made up his mind. Jiang Chen, if you don't mind, I want to talk to you alone. Jiang Chen said happily, Okay. Originally, I wanted to do business with Chuxia, and now the big boss is here, it's even better, as he said. Jiang Chen looked at the dwarf king on the side and praised. Is this the new hero of Chuxia? He is really a spirited guy. Dwarf king, soon, only Jiang Chen and Luoshi were left. What I'm going to tell you now is my biggest secret, and also Chuxia's biggest secret. I hope you can keep it a secret. As soon as Luoshi opened his mouth, he made such a heavy decision. The tone made Jiang Chen feel a little embarrassed. Since it's a secret, I'd better not listen. He is not so curious, he just wants to do a big business this time. Jiang Chen now has 3 million spirit stones in his hand, but it is a bit stretched for the next plan. And Luoshi ignored it, but said with the vicissitudes of life, Do you know who Chuxia's father is? Damn! Talking about ex-husband right away, is Auntie hinting at something? And Luoshi naturally didn't know what Jiang Chen was thinking, and continued to throw a bombshell. Actually, I don't know. This is too much information. Jiang Chen could only try to comfort. God will forgive young people for their mistakes, I completely understand you. And Luoshi was stunned, and then said angrily, What are you thinking? Jiang Chen was also stunned, didn't you say that? Alas, and Luoshi sighed, and then suddenly asked an irrelevant question, Student Jiang Chen, you should know why the gods and Buddhas in the first heaven have long been immortal, but still can't give up the main world blue star. Of course I know, Jiang Chen said seriously, the first is the reproduction of life, the second is the inheritance of power. That's right. And Luoshi nodded. We foreign lords cannot reproduce in the battlefield of all races. But as the territory is upgraded, the intervals between lords' trips to and from Blue Star are getting longer and longer. Take the first emperor as an example. He can only go back and forth to Blue Star once every 100 years. The last time he returned to Blue Star was 19 years ago. Wait, Jiang Chen's mind flashed, you said the last time the first emperor returned to Blue Star was 19 years ago? And Luoshi said with relief, although this kind of thing is not a top secret, it will not be publicized. It's not surprising that you don't know. Jiang Chen's heart was pounding, he finally understood why the naming Yin man looked familiar, he had thought he had seen her at the National Lord competition before, now it seemed that he had definitely seen her on some self-media account in his previous life. Brother Zheng is awesome. He can still give birth after thousands of years. Jiang Chen quickly calmed down and asked curiously, What does what you told me have to do with Chu Xia's father? And Luoshi said seriously, Maybe I am ignorant, but Chu Xia is indeed the only human individual I know who reproduced in the battlefield of all races. At this point, and Luoshi added inexplicably, It's asexual reproduction. Jiang Chen was shocked, it turns out that Chu Xia is a child without a father. And Luoshi's eyes were full of memories. I remember that in the early summer of that year, I exploded a mythical item, mother and child source fluid, but the description of the item only had one sentence, drink it, there will be an unexpected surprise. I was so excited at the time that I didn't think so much. But after I drank it, I realized that, an unexpected surprise, is abbreviated as, happy. It's all because there is no journey to the west, in this world, Jiang Chen secretly complained, and then said curiously, But why are you telling me this? Chapter 53. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Facing Jiang Chen's question, and Luoshi said solemnly, Do you know? In the 3 days since the opening of the area, Chu Xia has encountered 51 rare monsters, 14 excellent monsters, and 2 epic monsters. This does not include the mountain guards of that team. Fortunately, among the epic monsters, one tiger monster was killed by an Yin man, and the other did not attack rashly, otherwise, Chu Xia would be in danger. Jiang Chen was a little speechless. You mean, because Chu Xia has an extraordinary origin, she has a special physique that attracts powerful beings? He was still complaining about this in the morning, but he didn't expect it to become a reality so soon. And what Luoshi didn't know was that he had just killed a legendary monster more than 10 kilometers away. Jiang Chen also understood why Luoshi wanted to open up to him, although this is my guess, it's almost right. Sure enough, Luoshi stood up and performed a courtesy between lords. After 3 books, you can build a teleportation array. If Chu Xia encounters a crisis, I hope you can lend a hand. In return, I will take over your grievances with those lord families. If you are willing, you can return to Blue Star now. Jiang Chen didn't care about those lord families, but how could he refuse the boss who came to his door? Although he was pleasantly surprised, Jiang Chen still asked curiously, Do you trust me so much? And Luoshi said frankly, First, I just retrieved your file. Although the things you tinkered with called Alipay and Pinduoduo are ridiculous, they at least prove that you have an open mind and are not bound by rules. Second, perhaps it is because of such a wild imagination that you can become the creator of an outstanding military force. Third, from the purchase of the epic hero order just now, it can be seen that Jiang Chen is a man of his word and treats people sincerely. After all, not everyone can resist the temptation of an epic hero. What made me make up my mind in the end was your dragon. Although Luoshi's analysis was completely wrong, it was also well-founded and convincing. Your Excellency, Lord City, I agree. Jiang Chen also stood up and returned the greeting, then got to the point, that, I came here this time to make a big deal with Chu Xia. Now that I have met the Lord City, it will be even better. Big deal? Luoshi was stunned, and then said in shock, could it be that the troops you created can already reverse the military order? Jiang Chen shook his head immediately, are you kidding? He created his own troops because the Empress brought her own troop buildings. God knows how to reverse the military order. Please take a look at it, Lord City. Jiang Chen waved his hand and a photo of the attribute interface of the dwarf palace popped up, hiss. This is, Luoshi, who had experienced countless storms, couldn't help but exclaimed, dwarf palace. Or the dwarf palace that can produce the king of the hill. Her reaction was quick, and she said in a deep voice, this dwarf palace, wouldn't it be in the mountains on the east side of Chuxia's territory? Jiang Chen said frankly, that's right. Luoshi looked at Jiang Chen calmly, so, you used the military buildings in Chuxia's territory to negotiate with Chuxia? Jiang Chen refused to give in, but now, this dwarf palace is under my name. The most important thing is, do you think that with Chuxia's current military strength, you can take down a dwarf palace? And if Xian Qiningxia intervenes, will Chuxia still have a share of this dwarf palace? Luoshi fell into deep thought. I have to admit that what Jiang Chen said makes sense. Moreover, Luoshi turned her head to look at Long Jiu's wounds, and her mind raced. Jiang Chen had at least 300 outstanding soldiers. With such a powerful force, he had to let a precious dragon participate in the battle, and even got injured. It can be seen how fierce the battle was. Thinking of this, Luoshi's heart was immediately balanced. What are your conditions? Jiang Chen said, for a price of 20 million spirit stones, Chu Xia will get the right to recruit all the soldiers in this dwarf palace except the king of the hill. If Chu Xia wants to recruit the king of the hill, that's fine, and it will be calculated separately at a unit price of 5 million spirit stones. By exchanging a soldier that he totally despised for a huge sum of 20 million, Jiang Chen could be said to have squeezed the value of this dwarf palace to the extreme, but Luoshi was a little surprised, because in her opinion, this price was really not expensive. As if he had seen through Luoshi's thoughts, Jiang Chen bowed gracefully, as you said, this dwarf palace is within the territory of Chuxia after all. Now, Luoshi had both face and substance, and a smile bloomed on his face again. I agree, but the cash flow of my territory has been almost drained by you, so I can only pay 10 million first, and the rest will be paid when the Two-World Channel is opened again. Moreover, you have to give me after-sales service. Jiang Chen was stunned. What after-sales? Luoshi, a dwarf palace will be exposed sooner or later, and it will inevitably attract the attention of other major forces. I hope you can help Chuxia to protect it together. Jiang Chen immediately said, don't worry about this matter, Chuxia, leave it to me. He had tasted the sweetness of slaughtering other lords, how could he miss such a fair opportunity? The deal was concluded. Jiang Chen earned another 10 million spirit stones, and there was another 10 million in final payment, and Chuxia took out the best food in the territory, trying to keep Jiang Chen for dinner, but Jiang Chen took a look and couldn't help laughing. It turned out to be the spirit snake soup that Jiang Chen sold yesterday. Considering the pleasant cooperation this time and the opportunity for cooperation in the future, Jiang Chen waved his hand. A table of delicacies appeared on the table in an instant. Except for 2 epic quality, dragon and tiger fight, the others were excellent quality delicacies. These delicacies are the specialties of my territory. Lorden and Chuxia can try them. But I really have something to do, so I'll leave first. After saying that, ignoring the shocked eyes of the mother and daughter, he stepped on the dragon's back. Go home, Xiaojiu. Okay, Lord. Until the giant dragon took off, and Chuxia finally reacted, waving her fist and shouting, Jiang Chen, now I have epic heroes and command arms, I will never lose to you in the battle for the mayor. Jiang Chen did not look back, just waved his hand, stop dreaming. Finally returned to the territory. Just after jumping off the dragon's back, Jiang Chen saw the angel Yen rubbing his stomach and walking out of Xuanyuan with a satisfied look on his face. Jiang Chen laughed and said, Yen, how is the food in the territory cafeteria? The angels of mellow heaven are all warriors, how can they understand food? Yen fell in love with them all of a sudden, but she said stubbornly, It must be admitted that the Lord is a person who understands life, but gluttony can only lead to depravity. Looking at the stubborn Yen, Jiang Chen laughed, and then said to the Empress and others, let's go eat first. Leaving only Angel Yen in a messy state. Hey, why is he laughing like that? Is my character broken? In the Tianzi private room, Jiang Chen did not rush to eat, but opened the regional channel and posted a purchase message. Jiang Chen, brothers, looking for a set of about level 10, the Ranger system is best, high price purchase, please note in the private message. A stone stirs up 1,000 waves. Woo woo woo, it's been half a day, the great God finally bubbled up. Everyone come out to see God. Brother Jiang Chen, as long as you let my little sister sleep for one night, 10,000 spirit stones will be offered with both hands. Created an excellent military force, broke the century-old record of Blue Star, it's fake. Brother, we have been talking about it for an afternoon and you still don't believe it? Take out the screenshot, I believe it. A fool, you are, this is not a message from the regional channel, how can you take a screenshot? Wei Ming, okay, everyone, ignore that idiot. If anyone has a suit from my boss Jiang Chen, don't hide it. Huang Xian, Brother Wei, you look a bit cheap. Brother Wei is right, if anyone has something that Jiang Chen wants, take it out quickly. The town mobilized, and soon, Jiang Chen received private messages from several lords. Jiang Chen is now rich and powerful, and he took them all. He took out an excellent grade, courage boots, at random and opened the enhancement list, then he smiled and said something nonsense. As I expected, the suit is still a suit after being enhanced. Jiang Chen began to check the enhancement lists of several sets of suits in turn, and found the equipment that matched the Tianyin disciples. Jiang Chen did not dare to be careless when it came to spending tens of millions of spirit stones. After comparing for 10 minutes, Jiang Chen finally found a satisfactory set. This is it. Consume 3 million spirit stones, choose enhancement direction, Luoyuan fairy armor. Consume 2 million spirit stones, choose enhancement direction, Luoyuan fairy shoes. Consume, the Luoyuan suit is a 4-piece suit, including armor, helmet, shoes, and weapons. Legend was born, for golden lights shot up into the sky, scaring everyone. Wait for the light to dissipate, for legendary equipment emitting powerful spiritual power just floated 3 feet above the ground. Looking at the powerful attributes of the Luoyuan suit, Jiang Chen was excited. With the Luoyuan suit, he can finally mass-produce epic soldiers. Chapter 54. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Luoyuan fairy armor, legend, level, 10. Strong, 150. Attributes, physical strength plus 45, spiritual strength plus 15, soul plus 15, load-15. Skills, cloud ring, Luoyuan fairy sword, legend, level, 10. Sharpness, 145. Strong, 100. Attributes, physical strength plus 35, spiritual strength plus 15, soul plus 10, load-12. Skills, cloud sword, Luoyuan fairy shoes, Luoyuan fairy helmet, set bonus. In addition to load, all attributes increase by 40, add the passive effect, body like a flowing cloud, speed increased by 50%. Luoyuan set is a typical physical set. Counting the set effect, the physical strength of a single unit increases by 165 points, and the required load is not high, so it can be worn by level 10 Tianyin disciples. The 4 skills, Cloud Sword, Cloud Ring, Cloud Shadow, and Cloud Clear, are all equivalent to the A-level skills. And they have all the attack, defense, body movement, and resistance, without any shortcomings. Looking at the attributes of this set of equipment, the Empress was happier than Jiang Chen. Lord, you are wearing such a powerful suit. Next time you go out to fight monsters, you don't need me to be your bodyguard, right? Jiang Chen shook his head. The Luoyuan suit is not for me. The Empress couldn't believe it. Is it for me? No. Jiang Chen smiled mysteriously. It is for Tianyin disciples. The Empress suddenly realized, you want, swoosh dash. At this time, the figure of Angel Yen suddenly shot in from the window and shouted, Lord, I just sensed a huge energy fluctuation, but is there an enemy? Then, she took a breath, such a powerful equipment, and, there seems to be some kind of resonance between the four pieces of equipment. Are you full? Come with me to Tianyin Pavilion. Jiang Chen stood up and said to Angel Yen, Yen, come with me. Although it was already night, disciples came in and out of Tianyin Pavilion from time to time. After all, Tianyin Pavilion has special training places such as, Enlightenment Room, and, Gathering Spirit Room, which can achieve twice the result with half the effort. Jiang Chen looked for a while and caught a disciple with high skill proficiency. What's your name? This disciple is petite and delicate. Seeing that the Lord and the Saint Lord have come, he hurriedly said, My Lord, my name is Li Yen. It's a good name. Jiang Chen waved his hand and sprinkled a golden light. Consume energy * 1760, your soldier Li Yan's level is increased, currently level 4. Consume 35,000 energy points. Li Yan will directly rise to level 10, after level 10, Tianyin disciples can start training. Then, Jiang Chen waved his hand again, and the Luoyuan suit appeared in front of Li Yan. Ran. Put it on and enter the training tower. A series of changes shocked Li Yan. Is this legendary equipment? The Empress had been patient for a long time, and finally said weakly, Lord, the purpose of the training tower is to hone their willpower and skills. Is it okay to take shortcuts like this? Jiang Chen asked back. What is the purpose of honing willpower? The Empress said, of course, it is to become a strong man. Then what am I doing now? Jiang Chen smiled faintly. If you can be born in Rome, why do you have to travel thousands of miles to Rome? Are you looking for abuse? The Empress was speechless. In fact, what the Empress said makes sense, but it does not apply to the battlefield of all races. As a qualified lord, Jiang Chen wants to maximize benefits. While speaking, Li Yan has already put on the Luoyuan suit, under the command of the Empress. The basic attributes are as follows: Li Yan, level 10. Attributes: 288 physique, 182 spiritual power, 128 soul, 3 carrying capacity. Skills: Great Sumeru sword style. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. How the hell is this a level 10 excellent soldier panel? Li Yan's physique has surpassed that of a level 10 legendary dragon. With 5 powerful skills, she might be able to kill Long Jiu alone. Jiang Chen encouraged loudly, go, girl, and become the first Tianyin true transmission in the territory. Li Yan said loudly, Thank you, Lord. After that, entered the training tower excitedly. Your soldier Li Yan applied for a trial. Is it approved? Opening the training tower consumes 36,640 energy points. Approved. The energy required to upgrade an epic soldier to level 10 is about 2 to 2.5 times that of an excellent soldier. If energy is not needed to open the training tower, then in the future, we can wait until the Tianyin disciples have a higher level before advancing. Unfortunately, the heavens did not give Jiang Chen a chance to take advantage of the loophole. The first floor of the training tower lit up, and immediately attracted the attention of many Tianyin disciples. Click, the Empress said, Lord. The training tower has 9 floors. It may take several hours for the disciples to pass through. I will guard here. You can go and rest first. A few hours? Jiang Chen laughed. That's an insult to the legendary suit. As soon as the voice fell, the second floor of the training tower lit up. The Empress was speechless. It's only about 10 seconds. While waiting, Jiang Chen put the 1,000 copies of Spirit Snake Soup, produced by Xuanyuan on the exchange, and the unit price was still 2,000. Although the selling prompt kept ringing, it was not as popular as yesterday. Jiang Chen was mentally prepared for this. After all, there are only so many second-generation leaders with purchasing power in the novice town. Half an hour later, tip. Your soldier Li Yan passed the trial and advanced to Tianyin Jinchuan, epic. Almost at the same time, a beam of light fell from the top of the trial tower, enveloping Li Yan's figure. Li Yan was excited. Lord, I succeeded. I am a true disciple. Jiang Chen immediately asked, how does it feel? Is it difficult? Li Yan thought for a while and said, overwhelming. Good. Jiang Chen was extremely satisfied. He opened Li Yan's panel and confirmed that, Tianyin True Transmission, was also under the control of the Empress, and then said to the Tianyin disciples who were watching, who will come next? The Tianyin disciples actively signed up, and their loyalty also increased significantly, generally reaching more than 90 points. Fan Yinshan was very perceptive and took the initiative to maintain order. Come one by one, everyone stand in a row, 1 meter apart. The Empress looked at the disciples' reactions and sighed, it seems that I was really wrong. Angel Yen smiled and said, in our mellow heaven, 90% of the combat power of angel warriors comes from the dark plane of the civilization god, so I agree with the Lord's approach. At this moment it was late at night, although there was still work to do. Jiang Chen was a little tired after a busy day. Jiang Chen yawned. He first upgraded all the Tianyin disciples who were ready to be promoted to level 10, and then set the training tower to automatic opening mode, then let Jiutian Xingji take turns to organize Tianyin disciples to participate in the training. After doing all this, Jiang Chen returned to the bedroom of the Lord's mansion. What surprised Jiang Chen was that the area of the Lord's mansion, which was promoted to level 3, had more than doubled. Not only was the master bedroom much more luxurious, but there were also 2 more guest bedrooms. Sister Yen, you came at the right time, the Empress said enviously. You don't know, I have been sleeping on the floor for several days. Angel Yen hesitated for a moment, and still said, I am 7,000 years old. Empress. At the same time, Blue Star, Dragon City, Xianyang Palace. Ing Man also yawned, but she just woke up. At noon, she was so angry that her blood evolved, and her body functions were consumed greatly. After returning to Blue Star, she fell asleep after explaining a few things, which scared the palace into a mess. Seeing Ing Man wake up, a middle-aged female official appeared quietly. Your Highness, the military tokens and hero orders you need are ready. Also, Your Highness must be hungry. Why not have dinner before returning to the 10,000 races battlefield? Ing Man touched her shriveled stomach. I'm really a little hungry. The sumptuous supper soon filled the table, and Ing Man ate while casually saying, Bai Yun, has anything big happened in the 10,000 races battlefield during this period? Chapter 55. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was just a casual question, but the female official's words made her stunned. There is a lord in the new district who created an excellent army and issued a Blue Star domain announcement. Ing Man's eyes condensed, and he took a bite of the dragon steak and said, Created an excellent army? Could it be that some master entered the new district to rebuild it? No. A trace of confusion flashed in the female official's eyes. It was a young man named Jiang Chen in Donghai City, Jiangnan Province. I know this is a bit incredible, but this news has been confirmed by many channels. Ing Man was stunned. Say it again, what's his name? Jiang Chen. No way. Ing Man hurriedly asked, which novice town is this Jiang Chen from? 10,086. Plop. Ing Man dropped the dragon platoon in her hand on the dining table and murmured, It's really him. So, 300 types of soldiers are actually real. Thinking about how she had scolded Jiang Chen speechless before returning to Blue Star at noon, Ing Man's cheeks instantly became hot. How good it was to scold him at that time, how embarrassing it is now. But this guy is quite gentlemanly. He didn't spit back. At this time, the female official continued, We suspect that this Jiang Chen is the reincarnation of a certain immortal's true spirit, and we have solved the mystery of the womb, but this speculation is still in the process of collecting evidence. Impossible. Ing Man immediately refuted, How could a leopard whose eyes glow green when seeing 2 million spirit stones be the reincarnation of an immortal? No more eating. I'm going back to the battlefield of all races. The Xianyang Palace naturally has its own altar for the 2 worlds. A flash of light, Ing Man appeared in the territory. Your Highness, you're back. As a hero, Meng Tian is not qualified to receive the announcement of the heavenly Tao. After hearing this news from Yin Man, he was stunned and couldn't believe it, and Yin Man didn't care that it was late at night and directly called Xuxia's video, and Xuxia was about to fall asleep, but she immediately perked up when she saw her little sister. Sister Ing, you are finally back. I told you, Jiang Chen never lies. And now I am a big shot with epic heroes. Okay, Jiang Chen is fine, okay. Yin Man said perfunctorily, but she was really happy for Xuxia. Then she said with anticipation, what time do we meet tomorrow? This time I brought back 6 epic military tokens, including 3 teams of Iron Eagle warriors. The military tokens that are bound to military types, really inhumane. Xuxia sighed, and then said a little embarrassedly, but no need, sister, Jiang Chen has already reclaimed that mountain today. This matter will be hidden sooner or later, and Xuxia simply poured out, and there is a dwarf palace in that mountain. Epic troops building dwarf palace. Yin Man was shocked, and then gritted her teeth, he actually got there first again. Xuxia, why add the word again? The next day, Jiang Chen just got up and learned that the dwarf troops had returned to the territory overnight under the leadership of Giselle. Out of curiosity, Jiang Chen asked Li Yan to fight a storm guardian. The result was as expected, Li Yan won with a crushing attitude. After a night of promotion, Tianyin Jinshuan has reached 16th place. However, the energy consumption of more than 1.7 million also really hurt Jiang Chen. Counting the upgrade of the dwarf warrior, most of the 3.6 million energy used to kill the king of the hill yesterday has been consumed. After breakfast, Jiang Chen quickly counted the current status of the territory: heroes, Empress, Yen, arms, Black Dragon *12, Goddess Warrior *12, 9 Heaven Saint *9, Tianyin True Transmission *16, Tianyin Disciple *284, King of the Hill *1, Storm Guardian *2, Dwarf Rocketeer *20, Centaur Leader *16. Farmers 552, Legendary Farmers *2, Resource Points, Wood Mining *41, Quarry *35, Iron Ore *25, Refined Iron Ore *4, Crystal Ore *1, Gold Mine *1, Strong Soldiers and Horses, Sufficient Food and Grass. Jiang Chen boasted, and then opened the mysterious house, as usual, to check today's products anywhere door. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. What a good start. I wonder if Yin Man will accept it. The mysterious hut may not give out anything. Except for the dark bait on the first day, the past few days have been materials and equipment. Today, good things finally appeared again, and the price is only 20,000 spirit stones. Jiang Chen took it without hesitation. Then he immediately connected to Yin Man's video. The other party quickly answered. Yin Man seemed a little surprised. The famous Jiang Chen on Blue Star actually took the initiative. I am flattered that you contacted me. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Big brother, you are joking. I got another portal. Do you want it? Yin Man, yes. After the 3rd level, the territory can build a portal, and the practical value of the portal has been greatly reduced. But Yin Man did not blink, which made Jiang Chen sigh again about the importance of having a good father. The transaction was completed, and Jiang Chen received another 1 million spirit stones. Yin Man continued, Classmate Jiang Chen, I just happened to be looking for you. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Big brother, what's the matter? Yin Man said solemnly, Now, I, Yin Man, a descendant of the first queen, formally invite you to become my vassal lord. Jiang Chen was stunned. Vassal lord? Are you kidding? How can you invite someone to be a vassal lord so early in the morning? However, considering Yin Man's true identity, it is not surprising that she did such a thing. Yin Man was a little anxious. My identity is special, and I can't tell you now. But anyway, you believe me, you will never regret becoming my vassal lord. Otherwise, I will sponsor you 50 million spiritual stones as a startup fund. What do you think? Jiang Chen was speechless. It should be said, rich women are really fragrant. However, vassal lords are not just verbal words, but under the witness of the way of heaven, they not only enjoy rights but also fulfill obligations. Seeing that Jiang Chen did not speak, Yin Man continued to raise the price. How about 100 million? Jiang Chen was afraid that if this continued, he would really give in. If I remember correctly, you can only have the quota of vassal lord after becoming the mayor. Isn't it the mayor? Yin Man curled her lips. According to the current development speed, it is estimated that the battle for the mayor position can be started in 2 days. Jiang Chen said, but, what if you can't become the mayor? No way. Yin Man finally understood and laughed. Are you going to compete with me for the position of mayor? Jiang Chen smiled and said, do you want to bet? Yin Man was confident, okay. If you can snatch the position of mayor from me, I will be your vassal lord. Be my vassal lord? Jiang Chen was a little tempted. It would be cool to take Zulong's daughter. But on second thought, Jiang Chen still refused. I still like the 100 million spirit stones. He was really afraid that Zulong would be angry and send down a large army directly from the third heaven. Although the price was huge, it was not without precedent. I think you are obsessed with money. Jiang Chen's choice made Yin Man feel offended. Okay, if I lose, I'll give you 100 million spirit stones, and if you lose, you'll be my vassal lord. Jiang Chen was overjoyed. A gentleman's word is as good as a horse's. Yin Man was also happy. Student Jiang Chen, do you think you can compete with me for the position of mayor with just an epic hero and a large group of outstanding soldiers? In the battle for mayor, it has always been important to have more soldiers than fewer. Besides, any test of the official system is not just as simple as fighting, but also involves construction, gathering, planting, etc. Do you have high-quality farmers? Be good and clean up, and get ready to be my vassal lord, ha ha ha. Beep beep beep. After Yin Man made a victory declaration, he hung up the video directly. Jiang Chen said helplessly, still so impetuous. However, Jiang Chen had some expectations in his eyes. I don't know what form this battle for lords will take. Secret realm? Tower defense? Challenge? Arena? Or melee? However, no matter which form it was, Jiang Chen could not find a reason for his loss. Limited by the rules of heaven, the highest quality of props that can be brought in from the main world in the new area is epic. No matter how powerful Brother Zheng is, he can't be more powerful than heaven, so, he will definitely win this bet. Thinking that he will receive 100 million spirit stones in a few days, Jiang Chen hummed a little song happily while taking out an exquisite talisman, E-level. Territory Advancement Talisman, plus after use, the talent of F-level lords can be advanced to E-level. At that time, there were 3 in the caravan, and he took them all. If I remember correctly, the upgrade of green water and green mountains to E-level should be scenic scenery, which is useless except for increasing the happiness of the people. But what about higher levels? The value of a territory upgrade symbol is no less than the Lord's heart of the same quality, so no one has ever used a high-level territory upgrade symbol on the Lord's talent of the entertainment school, green water and green mountains. After all, if you have that money, it's better to buy the finished product directly. But I'm different. I have the ability, but I don't have the choice. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen took action immediately. Consume 100,000 spirit stones, choose strengthening direction, D-level territory upgrade symbol. Consume 1,000 spiritual stones, choose strengthening direction, C-level territory advancement symbol. After the strengthening was completed, Jiang Chen gently threw the 3 territory advancement symbols in his hand. Territory advancement, directly advanced to C-level Lord talent. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 3 territory advancement symbols were transformed into energy points one by one and invested in the Lord's mansion. Hint, you use the E-level territory advancement symbol, and the Lord's talent is advanced to picturesque scenery. Note, after the advancement, the effect of the original talent is retained. Hint, you use the D-level territory advancement symbol, and the Lord's talent is advanced to 4 seasons like spring. This effect is immediate. Jiang Chen has Krypton's so many attribute books, and now he is also a little master with keen senses. he felt that the surrounding environment was instantly adjusted to the most comfortable level for him. He took a deep breath and felt refreshed, and according to the talent description, this effect seems to vary from person to person. For example, if Jiang Chen recruits a Fire Lord, then the Fire Lord will also feel the most suitable environment for himself. Hint: you use the sea-level territory advancement symbol, and the Lord's talent is advanced to Spiritual Mist. Crack. It's like the sound of an eggshell breaking. A trace of spiritual energy was extracted from the void at a speed visible to the naked eye. Very quickly, within the 30,000 square meters covered by the territory, there was abundant spiritual energy, and even a trace of atomized spiritual energy could be seen occasionally. Awesome, this spiritual energy concentration is probably 10 times. The Empress appeared beside Jiang Chen at some point. The spiritual energy concentration in the Tianzi private room of Xuanyuan is only 5 times. Under this spiritual energy concentration, not only will the speed of practicing skills be accelerated, but the speed of spiritual power recovery will also be accelerated. In this way, Tianyin disciples can use their skills more, and, Great Sumeru sword style, can be advanced to proficiency and even mastery soon. Jiang Chen looked over, as expected, the Tianyin disciples who were taking turns to rest in the territory at this moment cheered and their loyalty increased again. Jiang Chen nodded and said, the stronger the skills and techniques are, the better, but we must not lose sight of the main point. The fundamental of the 10,000 races battlefield is still the level. After the territory was advanced, Jiang Chen had nothing to do, so he was finally free. He did have a deep-sea bait, but Jiang Chen planned to use a bigger bait, so Jiang Chen planned to use it after he had more. Heavenly Sound True Transmission. After all, stability was the most important thing. I'm idle anyway, so I might as well clean up the inventory these days. The so-called inventory mainly refers to low-level treasure chests, excellent treasure chests, 845. Ordinary treasure chests, 4623. Beep beep beep. Just then, a prompt sounded suddenly. Hey, there is another announcement on the regional channel. Jiang Chen opened it and took a look. Announcement. In view of the fact that the development of the 10086 town is far beyond the average level, the resource collection ranking is triggered. The first lord in points will be rewarded with an epic treasure chest. The 2nd to 10th lords in points will be rewarded with an excellent treasure chest. The 11th to 100th lords in points will be rewarded with a rare treasure chest. Calculation rules. During the ranking period, 1 point will be awarded for each unit of ordinary resources, 10 points for excellent resources, and so on. The resource points list is updated in real time. Settlement time, tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon. Resource collection. Interesting. Jiang Chen clicked on the list below. Wei Ming, 11. Yin Man, 9. Huang Xian, 8. Tu Shanye, 7. The values on the points list are updated in real time. Perhaps Wei Ming just produced 1 unit of excellent resources, so he directly killed the first place. But only 5 seconds later, he was surpassed by Yin Man. Looking at the list, Jiang Chen silently took out a unit of crystal, consume 100 spirit stones, strengthen direction, empty crystal stone. Empty crystal stone is a companion resource of ordinary crystal lore, rare quality, and is a necessary resource for building a portal. Other lords in the town may not even have 3 books, so Jiang Chen is not in a hurry to build a portal now. The moment the empty crystal is strengthened, Jiang Chen instantly increased 100 points and reached the top of the list. Sure enough, the resources strengthened are also considered part of the territory resource collection. The novel was taken from the Thrala's website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels-at. This time, the regional channel has been in full swing. Resource collection. This is probably the only fair list since the opening of the area. Hehe, the big guys have high-quality farmers at the beginning, and they can produce several times at any time. Do you think it's fair? Damn, how did the great Jiang Chen increase 100 points instantly? Do the brothers upstairs still remember the bloody incident caused by the gold mine? Gold is a rare resource, 100 points per unit. Soon, another group of dark horses came out, and Chuxia quickly and steadily rose to the first place. Why is goddess and so fierce? Damn, first place. Anchusha, most of the resources near my territory are high-quality resources, which makes me run out of ordinary resources. Oh, such for Sai immediately attracted a wave of envy and jealousy. Only Jiang Chen knew what was going on. It seems that Anchusha's physique can not only attract powerful beings, but also attract high-quality resources. It's really enviable. Ing Man, Chusha's luck is simply amazing. Ing Man, who has a large number of epic farmers, also killed the second place. Anchusha, if Sister Ing needs it, you can come to mine here. Ing Man hurriedly said, no. You have high-level resource points, I have epic farmers, and we sisters compete for the first place with our abilities and create a good story. Anchusha said proudly, okay. Sure enough, within 10 minutes, the two women distanced themselves from Jiang Chen. After all, Jiang Chen only had 2 legendary farmers, Wei Ming, epic farmers. It seems that this time, the first place will be between the 2 goddesses. Huang Xian, does this break the curse of Jiang Chen being the first? Suddenly, someone said excitedly, sure enough, the resources from the treasure chests also count. If I had known earlier, I would have accumulated the treasure chests before. I have accumulated dozens of treasure chests and haven't opened them. I was afraid of opening resources before, but now I really hope that they are all resources. Dozens of treasure chests. I'm so envious. Seeing this, Jiang Chen glanced at the thousands of treasure chests that filled his warehouse, with a doubtful expression. This is simply the first place on the list. Do I have any special physique? Shaking his head to get rid of the strange thoughts in his heart, Jiang Chen shouted, Empress, the treasure chest is opened. Hearing the treasure chest, the Empress appeared beside Jiang Chen in a flash, expectantly. Are there any epic treasure chests? No. Then can you use your ability to make some? Is this really addictive? Jiang Chen said unhappily. No. Work first, and you'll get it tomorrow. Of course, ordinary treasure chests are not very meaningful, and Jiang Chen still plans to upgrade them all into the most cost-effective fine treasure chests, because fine treasure chests can at least open drawings, and 100 spirit stones are not expensive anyway. That's it. Jiang Chen and the Empress, one strengthening and one opening, have a clear division of labor and are very busy. You open the fine treasure chest and get a butcher knife, fine, *1. You open the fine treasure chest and get fine wood *70. You open. But the lords who have been paying attention to the scoreboard are not calm. Only 1 minute later, the Empress opened thousands of units of fine resources, and tens of thousands of points allowed Jiang Chen to naturally kill the top of the list. Wei Ming, Boss Jiang, are you opening a treasure chest? Ing Man, how many resources can a treasure chest open? But it's just a temporary top. There's no meaning. Xuanyuan, Sister Ing, do you want to open a betting table and let's bet? Ing Man, yeah, do you still bet on Jiang Chen to win? Xuanyuan, yes. Yeah wants to make money. Ing Man, yeah, you are so silly and cute. Anchusha, yeah, listen to your sister. Jiang Chen's top position by opening treasure chests is only temporary. After the treasure chests are opened, there will be no follow-up. After all, there is more than a day before the settlement. This analysis is reasonable. Xuanyuan hesitated. This hesitation, the betting table was not opened. While talking, Jiang Chen's points have already reached 20,000. Wei Ming, Jiang Chen is awesome. I'm afraid he must have opened hundreds of excellent treasure chests. Ing Man, what's the use? He can open 100, can he open 1,000? Chapter 57. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 10 minutes later, Jiang Chen's points have exceeded 100,000. Xuanyuan, Sister Ing, is it too late for Yaya to open the betting market now? Anchusha was also shocked and began to play it safe. It seems that the situation is very tense now. Most of the lords stopped their work and stared at the number at the top of the list that was jumping rapidly and steadily. Less than an hour, Jiang Chen's points finally broke through the 500,000 mark. Ing Man finally couldn't help it. This cheat. Xuanyuan, wow, Ye missed another 100 million. And Chuxia, everyone went crazy, Master Jiang Chen has opened 1,000 treasure chests. What is the drop rate? Does the talent, green water and green mountains, really have a hidden lucky attribute? Maybe it does. You don't know that the Lord's heart with the green water and green mountains talent in Donghai City was sold out yesterday. But no matter how crazy or jealous they are, they can't stop Jiang Chen's points from growing rapidly. At noon, resource points ranking, Jiang Chen, 1563250. And Chuxia, 48250. Ing Yinman, 46672. Xuanyuan, 12365. Wei Ming, 11082. Jiang Chen, I'm done. Although I've topped the list, as Ing Yinman just said, this is only temporary. After all, there's still 1 day left, right? Come on, everyone. Ing Yinman, with more than 1 million points, even if Ing Yinman and Chuxia were tied together, it would be impossible to surpass Jiang Chen in 1 day. Moreover, Jiang Chen's original output was not low. In other words, there's still 1 day before the list is announced, and Jiang Chen has already secured victory. As if to say, you guys fight for the second place. And Chuxia rarely complained, yeah, how about we bet on who will be the second place? Tushan yeah, but I just want to bet on brother Jiang Chen to win. After a long time, someone asked weakly, which academic master can analyze how the great Jiang Chen did it? This requires at least 2,000 or 3,000 rare treasure chests. Everyone talked about it, but no decent result was discussed. Everyone came to the same conclusion, Jiang Chen is a cheater. Jiang Chen silently peeked at the screen. He was curious about who could guess the answer first. At this time, Tushan Ye suddenly said, I know. The Hall of Reputation, it is the Hall of Reputation, right? Jiang Chen chuckled at this. The little fox's mind is quite fast, and Chuxia also suddenly realized, Ye is really smart, why didn't I think of it? Many people are still skeptical, Wei Ming explained. It seems that Boss Jiang just found a reputation hall and used all the 10,000 reputation points awarded by his own army to exchange for excellent treasure chests. Awesome! I am in awe. The reputation hall is a building that appears randomly in the wild. It has an uncertain existence time, uncertain exchange items, and uncertain inventory. Ing Man, I feel that the heavens are helping him. Wei Ming, I'm sorry, Boss Jiang, I shouldn't have questioned whether you can get the top spot. In the future, I will learn from Ye and support the boss without thinking. Tushan Ye, are you saying I'm stupid? Hee. Seeing this, Jiang Chen chuckled. Looking at Wei Ming, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered that he still had a half-abandoned centaur nest, based on the principle that no matter how small a mosquito is, it is meat. Jiang Chen dialed Wei Ming's video request. The result was connected instantly, but there were bursts of cheers and the sound of weapons colliding from the other side. Jiang Chen apologized. Sorry, brother Wei. I saw you were just chatting in the group, so I thought you were idle. But I didn't expect you were fighting. How about I contact you later? Before Jiang Chen hung up, Wei Ming appeared in the camera, smiling. It's just a small goblin tribe. It's okay, Boss Jiang Chen, just tell me if you have anything to say. Wei Ming's excitement could be felt through the screen. Jiang Chen was sure that Wei Ming was not in danger, so he smiled. It's like this, there is a centaur nest between your territory and mine, which can produce centaur warriors, centaur leaders and centaur leaders. It is useless to me now. I wonder if Brother Wei is interested. Elite troops are garbage to Jiang Chen, but the more the better for ordinary lords. Wei Ming's eyes lit up, and he said very politely, Thank you for your care, 100,000 spiritual stones will be transferred to you right away. It's not worth that much. Jiang Chen was satisfied with Wei Ming's politeness, but still said, just the market price, 30,000 spiritual stones. Wei Ming did not insist. Okay, boss, master, if you need any service from me in the future, just tell me. After hanging up the call, Jiang Chen laughed. This guy has good character and knows the times. I can help him if I have the chance. After accidentally picking up an epic treasure chest, Jiang Chen began to classify the treasure chest. 150,000 units of excellent resources, enough for Jiang Chen to use 4 books. Then there are more than 2,000 pieces of excellent equipment. Jiang Chen asked Fanqienovel to send them to the disciples of Tianyin Pavilion who needed them, although they were only excellent equipment. They were better than nothing, the rest were all thrown to the exchange, and the auction time was 1 hour. Jiang Chen's actions instantly broke the supply and demand balance of the town. Some people complained in the regional channel, while others were ecstatic. Woo woo woo, the economy of my territory is maintained by an elite blacksmith. If the boss does this, I will go bankrupt. Brother Jiang Chen is awesome. I brought back an excellent military talisman from Blue Star this time. I just need some equipment. In addition to resources and equipment, Jiang Chen also valued the blueprints the most. Farmland blueprints, *11, pasture blueprints, *4, arrow tower blueprints, *8, watchtower blueprints, *2, spring eye blueprints, *1, beehive blueprints, *1. It's a huge harvest. Finally, there's a watchtower. Yesterday, Jiang Chen was quite envious of the watchtower he saw in Enchuxia's territory. After opening the list of enhancements for the watchtower, Jiang Chen smiled. Sure enough, there's the anti-stealth building called the watchtower. However, the funds are still sufficient now, so Jiang Chen is naturally not satisfied with just building a watchtower. After thinking about it, Jiang Chen chose the one with the best cost-effectiveness, consume 200,000 spirit stones and choose enhancement direction, lighthouse. The lighthouse was built quickly. Jiang Chen upgraded it to level 3 directly. Lighthouse. Level 3, skill, illuminate the fog of war within 1,300 meters, skill, mark enemy invisible units for 5 minutes, skill, under the light of the lighthouse, the negative status of the own units can be dispelled to a certain extent. The effect depends on the level of the lighthouse and the strength of both sides, skill, night lighting, brightness can be adjusted, not bad. Needless to say, the first 3 functions are all very practical combat skills. The 4th function can be used as a street lamp at night, improve the happiness index and loyalty of the people in the territory. After setting the lighting time and brightness of the lighthouse, Jiang Chen took out the blueprint of Spring Eye, and a rare look of confusion appeared on his face. Spring Eye is a relatively unpopular building blueprint. Many buildings in the enhancement list are good, such as Spiritual Spring, of various grades, whether used for drinking or irrigation, the effect is very significant. But what Jiang Chen is most entangled with is the enhancement direction at the bottom of the list. Enhancement direction, Fountain of Life, legend, consuming 100 million spirit stones. Although the Fountain of Life cannot directly improve Jiang Chen's combat effectiveness, the effect is amazing. Should I choose the Fountain of Life directly, or continue to wait for the right legendary troop building? Chapter 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Chen still has one chance to strengthen without consumption. The reason why I decided to leave it to the legendary arms building before, not only because the arms building is the most expensive, but also because a legendary arms building can definitely double Jiang Chen's hard power, and the Fountain of Life, rapidly recovering from injuries and restoring spiritual power are only secondary functions. The most terrifying thing is that the Fountain of Life can revive arms and heroes. Consuming only a little energy and a little time, with the Fountain of Life, Jiang Chen will have a terrifying endurance ability. As long as he is not abused by others, he will be invincible. It's really hard to choose. Finally, Jiang Chen exhaled lightly. Even if the materials for building the Fountain of Life are needed, tens of millions of spirit stones are needed to strengthen it. Wait until Ing Man gets the 100 million spirit stones. If there is no suitable arms building by then, build the Fountain of Life first. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen put away the Spring Eye drawing, first, also put away the Beehive drawing, together. After all, Jiang Chen only has more than 6 million spirit stones in his hand now. The war is imminent, and this money should be kept for emergency use. The next time, the territory developed steadily, and the town was calm, until late at night when Jiang Chen was about to fall asleep, he suddenly received a reminder from the heaven. Your hero Yan occupied an energy stone mine. Energy stone mine. Jiang Chen sat up suddenly from the bed. This is the favorite of the farming lord. In the battlefield of all races, in addition to the mainstream of killing monsters, there are naturally other ways to obtain energy. For example, the energy gathering room of Tianyin Pavilion. Another example is the energy stone mine discovered by Angel Yen. As long as the farmers mine it, they can continuously obtain territory energy. Although the amount is not large, it is stable and safe. Jiang Chen immediately built a quarry, and then asked several Tianyin disciples to escort the farmers over, but Yen is too self-disciplined. He is still playing in the wild in the middle of the night. Jiang Chen didn't even see the shadow of Yen that day. Yen was not lazy, but contributed 1428 battle logs in one day. After a short episode, Jiang Chen fell asleep. The next morning, when Jiang Chen walked out of the Lord's mansion, Cynthia had been waiting for a long time with 5 goddess warriors. "Good day, Lord, the goddess warriors have escorted Nongyi back to the team." Jiang Chen looked at the 6 dusty goddess warriors and smiled. "It's good to be back. You must have been tired traveling all night. You rest in the territory in the morning, and there will be a big battle in the afternoon." In order to build Tianyin Pavilion, Jiang Chen left the 6 goddess warriors led by Cynthia in the gold mine. The lords near the gold mine were almost killed by Jiang Chen, and the monster resources were rich, so Jiang Chen simply let them stay there to upgrade. Now, several battles are imminent, and Jiang Chen recalled them. When the goddess warriors heard about the battle, a hint of expectation flashed in their eyes. Yes, Lord. 12 o'clock noon, the resource collection ranking was settled as scheduled. Lord Jiang Chen, the first place in resource collection, was rewarded with an epic treasure chest *1 and reputation *300. Jiang Chen took the top spot again without any suspense and got another epic treasure chest. "Empress, there is an epic treasure chest," Jiang Chen just shouted, and Tiandao actually issued another announcement of the ranking reward system for the next stage. The first lord who upgraded 3 books will be rewarded with an excellent treasure chest. The 2nd to 10th lords who upgraded 3 books will be rewarded with a rare treasure chest. The 11th to 100th lords who upgraded 3 books will be rewarded with an excellent treasure chest. Someone in the regional channel said weekly. Someone should have upgraded to level 3. I don't think there is any need to guess. I can't think of anyone other than Jiang Chen who is at the top. In theory, Goddess N is surrounded by high-level resource points, and Goddess Ing has epic peasants. They are both popular candidates. Of course, I said, that's just theory. Tushan Yeye, everyone has learned so well. Yeye won't be able to make money in the future. And none of Ing Yin Man, and Chuxia, Wei Ming, Mu Qingshuang and others showed up. At this time, the queen appeared beside Jiang Chen. "Lord, you are a trustworthy person. Where is the treasure chest?" Jiang Chen glanced at the queen and said, "Wait a little longer. Maybe there is another excellent treasure chest. Let's go together." Sure enough, announcement, Lord Jiang Chen will upgrade to level 3 first, and will be rewarded with 1 excellence and 100 reputation. In Chuxia's territory, she looked at the notice and muttered, "After sending Jiang Chen away that day, I took the Dwarf King to clean up the crystal mine overnight. In order to get the 3 books as soon as possible, I climbed up at 4 a.m. yesterday. I didn't expect to be 1 step behind Jiang Chen." Soon, and Chuxia's face showed expectation again. "I wonder if I can beat Sister Ing and get the 2nd place this time." Sure enough, it's him again. Swish, Ing Yinman's pupils flashed, and a panic sword energy shot out, splitting the level 10 mountain ghost leader in front of him in half. Who? Then, she took a deep breath and stroked her chest. Don't be angry. Fortunately, I didn't bubble just now, otherwise I would be slapped in the face again. Meng Tian was standing not far away to protecting Yin Man, and a trace of anxiety flashed in her eyes. "Why did your highness calm down?" Ing Yin Man widened her eyes and said, "Sister, I can't help being angry." Meng Tian hurriedly smiled and said, Okay, but after the last bloodline evolution of His Highness, the basic attributes have almost increased by 30%. Although we are here, we will never let His Highness get hurt, but the stronger the strength, the better." Although Ing Yin Man understood this truth, she still said, "To make me angry, Jiang Chen must beat me in the battle for the mayor. Meng Tian said helplessly. Your Highness has the B-level Lord talent, golden swords and iron horses, plus the command of General Baizong. The attributes of the 100 Battles Armored Army and the Iron Eagle warriors are comparable to ordinary epic 4-star troops. Although Jiang Chen is a genius, his self-created ones are only of excellent quality. How can they compare with His Highness? Yin Man's second hero Baizong is a burly, serious middle-aged general. He was born in a military family, and his command of the 100 Battles Armored Army and the Iron Eagle warriors were both B-level. If it weren't for Meng Tian's yin-yang magic that could predict danger, I'm afraid Baizong would be Yin Man's first hero. Baizong stepped forward and said, If I can't help your Highness win the position of mayor, I am willing to bring my head to see you. Yin Man hurriedly said, General Bai is the nephew of Wuan Junzi, and he is still my elder. It's really too much to say so. Just then, the second place was announced. Announcement: the second place Lord and Chuxia will upgrade 3 books, and will be rewarded with a rare treasure chest *1 and reputation *50. It turned out to be Chuxia. Yin Man was stunned for a moment, and then said thankfully, Finally, I'm not the second place for 1,000 years. The list was announced one after another. As expected, Yin Man ranked 3rd, 4th place, Wei Ming, 5th place, Mu Qingshuang. Yin Man nodded. This Lieutenant Mu Qingshuang is not bad. Meng Tian smiled and said, it's worth it for His Highness to help. Yin Man said seriously, soldiers who defend their country are worthy of respect. Lieutenant Mu's territory is close to mine, so I will help him if I can. The list was soon announced to the 10th place. Announcement: Tushan Yeya, the 10th Lord, upgraded 3 books, and was rewarded with a rare treasure chest *1 and reputation *5. It's so fast, 10 lords have already reached 3 books. Yin Man's voice just fell. A golden announcement suddenly appeared, and then it was directly pinned to the top. Announcement: the rules of the Breaking Domain battle in the 10086 Novice Town are announced below. Lords, please be prepared. Immediately afterwards, golden announcements were refreshed one after another. Chapter 59. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When the number of 3rd-level lords in the town reaches 100, the town's protective field will dissipate. Lords who have reached 3rd level will be teleported to the town border with their territories to resist the invasion of aliens. In addition to the normal acquisition of energy and items, points will be obtained by killing aliens. Click to view the points rules. When the total points reach 1 million, the town successfully breaks through the domain, and all lords participating in the battle of breaking through the domain will have all attributes plus 10 points. If the battle fails, all lords will be reduced to 2nd level, and all attributes will be minus 10 points. In the battle of breaking through the domain, the one with the highest points will be the mayor. The mayor's all attributes will be increased by an additional 10 points, and the mayor's authority will be opened. Click to view. Yin Man laughed. Great, it's tower defense. This wave is stable. Jiang Chen is the vassal lord, I'm determined. There are only a dozen modes in the battle for the mayor, which have been thoroughly studied by our predecessors and written into textbooks. The reason why Yin Man is happy is because there is no luck in the tower defense mode. It depends entirely on hard power, so Jiang Chen is also happy. This wave is stable. Now there are 10 lords who have reached level 3, and it is expected that they will enter the outbreak period soon. At the fastest, tonight, at the slowest, tomorrow, there will be 100 lords with level 3. Of course, based on past experience, the way of heaven is still humane. The battle of breaking the domain may last for several hours or longer. If the conditions are met after 9 p.m., the start time of the battle will generally be postponed to the next morning. I still have at least half a day to prepare. Including the deep-sea bait. At this moment, the regional channel also had a heated discussion. Damn, so many big guys have already got 3 books. I haven't even found the crystal mine yet. I just took down a crystal mine. I expect to get 3 books in the early morning tomorrow. I wonder if I can make it in time. If I can't participate in the domain-breaking battle this time, then I can only withdraw from the area and fight again in Area 667 next year. The monsters in the crystal mine are too strong. I'm afraid of too much loss of troops and haven't cleared them. Now it seems that I can only bite the bullet. Only 100 lords can participate in the domain-breaking battle, so this is not just as simple as the top 100 upgrades to 3 books, but also the first time that the lord attributes have widened the gap. For the top 100 places, all lords are crazy, of course, there are sober people, Mu Qingxuang. The battle to break through the domain depends on everyone's joint efforts. On average, each person must obtain 10,000 points. Don't just have the level of 3 books without the combat power of 3 books. This is not alarmist, there have been many negative examples like this in the past. Most people are greedy for small gains, just occupying the quota without working hard, resulting in the failure of breaking through the domain. Someone immediately refuted, "You are joking, sir. Boss Ng Man should have epic troops, and boss Jiang Chen has all excellent troops. With so many bosses, I am not short of one more point. I also plan to go in and get a reward and then quit." Huang Xian, you can't all think like that. If we rely on just a few bosses, we will definitely fail this time, and it will affect all of us. Ng Man also said, even if I can get 500,000 points by myself, the remaining 500,000 points still depend on everyone. Wei Ming, brothers, don't forget that in the tower defense mode, you can see everyone resisting several waves of monsters. It's not good to be too lazy. Several people used both soft and hard tactics, and the lords dared not mention the reward again. Of course, no one knows what they think in their hearts. I am afraid that the only one who is not worried is Jiang Chen. Ng Man doesn't know Jiang Chen's strength, but Jiang Chen knows Ng Man's details. Jiang Chen felt that the two of them could get 1 million points if they tried their best, in the past 2 days. Most of the energy Jiang Chen obtained was used to upgrade to Tianyin Jinchuan. It was not that Jiang Chen preferred Tianyin Jinchuan, but that Tianyin Jinchuan could only participate in the training when they reached level 10, soon, except for the centaurs and some Tianyin disciples who were left to guard the resource points. All high-end combat forces were recalled to the territory by Jiang Chen, including Empress and Angel Yan, .10 Goddess Warriors at level 8, .9 Zheutian Saint Ji at level 8, .4 Dragons at level 10, 8 Dragons at level 8, .1 King of the Hill at level 10, 2 Storm Guardians at level 10, 20 Dwarf Rocketeers at level 10, .35 Tianyin Jinchuan at level 10, 235 Tianyin Disciples at level 5. It's still lacking energy, but this lineup should be enough. Jiang Chen took out the deep-sea bait from Anchuxia and said softly, "Consume 3 million spirit stones, choose strengthening direction, ultimate deep-sea bait. The strengthening was completed quickly. Ultimate dark bait, it has a strong attraction to the deep-sea tribe and can trigger an ultimate beast tide of the deep-sea tribe at the current territory level. At this time, the Queen and Angel Yen came to both sides of Jiang Chen. Yen stared at the deep-sea bait. What a terrifying water spirit power. This is a deep-sea bait, which can summon a large number of seafood tribes, among which there may be legendary strongmen, so I summoned you back. Yen was stunned. Seafood tribe? Jiang Chen had already turned to the Queen. The treasure chest has been opened. I have been paying attention to the regional channel during this period, so I didn't pay attention to the Queen's prompt for opening the treasure chest. It's opened. The Queen sighed. It's equipment. It's still a spear. Lance. The territory has no soldiers or heroes that use spears. Of course, it is definitely not a loss to get weapons from the epic treasure chest, but it is a little worse than the Empress's previous record. Not bad, Jiang Chen comforted, and then said, put on the Luyan suit and prepare for battle. The Empress said seriously, yes. After everyone was ready, Jiang Chen gently threw the deep-sea bait in his hand. Under the illumination of the lighthouse, everyone could clearly see that the void hundreds of meters away from the territory began with visible fluctuations and gradually turned into a deep blue barrier. The entire territory seemed to be wrapped in the underwater world of the aquarium, and the deep blue barrier was the thin layer of glass. It made people worry that these billions of tons of seawater would tilt down and swallow the territory in the next moment. A series of flexible or huge figures swam behind the barrier. Puff, Finally, a figure with bared fangs and claws suddenly passed through the barrier. When it fell to the ground, it was still wet all over. Yen exclaimed, "It's really a seafood tribe." The Empress added, "It looks like it's worth chewing." Chapter 60. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Small King Squid, Race, Deep Sea Tribe, Level, 17. Quality, Rare, Combat Power, 62. Skills, Death Coil, Poison Water Arrow, Not Bad, a Rare Squid. Jiang Chen also gave full affirmation, of course, from the perspective of food, leave it to Nong Yi to collect. This size can probably produce hundreds of excellent food. Now there are more and more mouths to feed in the territory, and high-end food is already stretched. Bang bang bang. Very soon, hundreds of small king squids fell to the ground, and each one stood up to 7 or 8 meters high, looking terrifying. Then, pata. Everyone in the territory looked at each other in bewilderment, and the solemn atmosphere before the war was instantly destroyed. Could it be? Angel Yen said in disbelief, are they really here to deliver food? Jiang Chen's expression was solemn. Heaven's way is not takeout. Since a beast-shaped tiger-shark monster has appeared instead of a tiger-shark warrior, there is only one possibility. Look, what is that? The youngest Zizishan suddenly exclaimed. Everyone looked at it, and their scalps went numb. A black shadow appeared behind the barrier and expanded rapidly. Everyone knew that this was the visual effect of the black shadow approaching quickly. This is a huge monster. Puff. A pale white face suddenly poked out from the deep sea. The human face was 10 meters in diameter, and the back was directly connected to the scaly body. I don't know how long it is, and it looks extremely terrifying. It looked down at the territory from a high position, with an expression full of greed and vigilance. Then, a strange wave instantly covered the territory, and everyone felt that the air around them became sticky. Jiang Chen took a deep breath and said, It is indeed the deep sea domain. Tip. Under the influence of the deep sea domain, the speed of all units on the team will decrease by 5% to 30%. The deep sea tribe is just the opposite. The tiger-shark monster that was still floundering on the ground a second ago suddenly felt like a fish in water and shuttled freely in the air. Buzz buzz buzz. Almost at the same time, the lighthouse suddenly shone brightly, covering the surface of all the people on the team with a layer of brilliance. Tip. Under the illumination of the lighthouse, the negative impact of the deep sea domain on the team's units is reduced. The effect of this lighthouse is immediate. Jiang Chen expressed satisfaction, then frowned and said, But, it turned out to be a ghost leviathan, which is a bit difficult to deal with. Ghost leviathan, race, deep sea, level, 20. Quality, golden legend, combat power, 410, skills. Lord, this guy's combat power is not that good. I can handle it myself. The Empress wore a Luoyuan suit, and her combat power instantly reached 450 stars, so she was naturally full of confidence. It's not its fighting power that's tricky, but its habits. Although this guy is powerful, he is cautious by nature. Once he finds any signs of danger, he may flee back to the deep sea in an instant. This is also the origin of the name Ghost. Jiang Chen explained in a low voice, thought about it and quickly arranged. Empress He Yan, don't take action for now, see if you can lead it to the territory. Fan Dao, wait for my order before going big, and then use Storm Hammer directly. Hill King Fandral Storm said in a deep voice. Yes, Lord. While talking, groups of deep-sea monsters broke through the deep-sea barrier and rushed towards the territory with murderous intent. There were even 2 20-meter-long epic sea king snakes. The appearance of Ghost Leviathan seemed to be an attack horn. The two races regarded each other as food, and there was no nonsense, and the battle broke out instantly. Blood-colored arc. Chief True Disciple Li Yan threw out a sword energy, splitting a small king squid in half. Your soldier Li Yan killed the small king squid and gained energy *1700 and spirit stones *180. Big Shumi sword style. Form a formation. And the Tianyin disciples who were only level 5 formed a group of 12 people and formed a large virtual sword formation to fight the enemy together. Storm Hammer. The Storm Guardian was more violent. With one hammer thrown, the brain of the 18th level tiger shark monster burst instantly. the strong men in the territory showed their magical powers. The 4 Sky Wrath Towers also output fireballs steadily, and bursts of fire burst out in the Deep Sea tribe. As for the 2 Sea King snakes, they were entangled by Long Jiao and Long Yi, fighting in the sky. Jiang Chen had retreated back to the Tianzi private room in Xuanyuan, standing on the terrace and looking down at the battlefield. A few minutes after the battle began, his side had already shown an absolute advantage. From time to time, a deep-sea creature fell from the sky. Moreover, the dwarf rocketeer had not yet made a move. Logically, Jiang Chen liked this kind of crushing battle, but at this moment, his brows were furrowed, because from beginning to end, the ghost Leviathan only had half of its body sticking out of the deep sea, watching its brothers being slaughtered and indifferent. What a coward! Even more cowardly than me. Jiang Chen cursed in a low voice, and then immediately issued an order through the Lord's heart. Contract the defense circle. The Queen reminded, Lord, if you shrink the defense, I'm afraid the territory buildings will be destroyed. It doesn't matter, Jiang Chen nodded, if you can lure the snake out of the hole, this loss is nothing. Everyone fought and retreated. A few minutes later, the city wall fell. Boom. A residential house on the outskirts was smashed to pieces by several benthic demon fish, but Jiang Chen remained indifferent. At this moment, the Deep Sea tribe that had entered the territory suddenly slowed down the pace of attack, and greedily absorbed the breath in the territory one by one. Jiang Chen sneered, I wonder if you can still hold back. Sure enough, the ghost Leviathan looked at his brothers and began to fight for the delicious breath that belonged to it, and opened his mouth to emit silent fluctuations, but in the face of the temptation of the ultimate deep-sea bait, this group of brothers was no longer something it could restrain. The ghost Leviathan finally got anxious, its huge body slowly poked out of the deep sea. If you don't look at the pale human face, the ghost Leviathan is a pike magnified countless times. It is nearly 50 meters long, with hideous bone spurs all over its body, and it emits a faint blue light all over its body, slowly approaching the territory. Seeing this, Jiang Chen smiled, but when the ghost Leviathan was still 200 meters away from the territory, it suddenly paused, turned its head and swam rapidly in the direction of the deep sea from whence it came. Cunning guy. Jiang Chen shouted, Do it. There are 2 possibilities for this situation. The first is that the ghost Leviathan does have special abilities and has detected the fatal threat to it in the territory. The second is that this is a test. If there is really an ambush in the territory, seeing it escape, it will definitely find a way to keep it. Jiang Chen guessed the second possibility, but he couldn't afford to gamble. The Empress, Angel Yen, and Fandral heard the order and soared into the sky at the same time. The 12 goddess warriors, led by Cynthia, prepared to cast thunder. To be on the safe side, Jiang Chen waved his hand. Upgrade. The Empress, Angel Yen, and Fandral were all upgraded to level 12, and the 600,000 energy they had just obtained was consumed. Gods descend to earth. As the first mover, Fandral took a deep breath, and the power of the endless storm entered his body, and his body turned into a giant 6 meters tall in mid-air. Storm hammer. Boom! The storm hammer with a diameter of several meters took shape in an instant, crossed hundreds of meters of the void, and landed accurately on the head of the ghost Leviathan.